Hi, my name's Stephen Hand from Archery Supplies. This is my toy poodle, Marla. I'm holding her so she doesn't bark. And I'm hoping that will work. These are the Bicaster UCC Finger tabs. They're low cost, $15. I want to compare these today and discuss them to an expensive $100 tab. This is also from Bicaster. It's got Cardovan, so a stronger leather. Right. So these finger tabs have plastic, okay? Have plastic. Now, fair weather tabs also have plastic, so your other finger tabs which are low class largely are going to have metal, okay? So I don't think that's an issue. Now the leather here is normal cow leather, so this is going to be softer. Cardovan, in my opinion, is better for heavier poundage bows because the heavy poundage bows will rip apart the soft leathers. But for low poundage bows, Cardovan, in my view, is too stiff, too hard for low poundage. You can't feel the string enough, right? So we want to look at these. These come in sizes from extra small to extra large. The sizing is on the back. Now that's a problem when you're putting them on the shelf like so, because you can't see what size they are. It'd be much better, and Bicaster do nice packaging. It'd be much better if the sizing was on the front and that it was left or right-handed. It would take away lots of confusion from customers, but it is on the back, right? They come in various colors: pink, red, green, orange, black, and blue. So we're going to pull this open and try it out. How this compares to other cheap tabs that you're likely to see at your local archery club. Now, Bicaster also do another finger tab which is low cost, but I thought, well, I'll concentrate on this because I sold one of these the other day to a customer and I went, this feels like a really nice tab at $15, so I'll do a review on it and sort of see how it compares to the expensive tabs and the cheaper tabs. Let's see how it shoots, see if I can feel any difference, and I'm shooting 50 pounds. So let me put one of these together and have a shot. So put the Bicaster tab together, so it's a simple rope and you put your finger spacer on here. That way this is for the back of your fingers, so it goes like that. Now, what's different between this tab and this tab? So again, cow versus Cardovan. Cardovan's horse, cow. Stronger leather, cheaper leather. This leather's, let's say, $60 a piece. This leather's a few dollars a piece. This is metal. This is plastic. You've got two finger holders here. You have one finger holder. Now, one thing you have the ability to take this off, and the shelf is built into this tab. Now, one thing I really liked about this tab when I shot it the other day for a customer, I really like the finger spacer. The finger spacer is really important to stop you pinching the arrow, to stop you touching the arrow and the arrow falling off. It felt really comfortable, and I was like, well, let's do a review and see how it compares. Now, when I started archery, and when I started shooting recurve, I shot cheap finger tabs, just because I wanted to go and shoot and sort of see how I went. Now, as I go up in poundage, then you need to shoot expensive Cardovan or a kangaroo tab. That's just generally what you do because you need more protection for your fingers, right? And you just generally buy stuff as you go, more expensive stuff. You can generally try all the expensive tabs. Now, with this Bicaster tab, I like it. I didn't find the center finger thing that comfortable, where I find this quite comfortable. So I'm like, $15, I'm almost prepared to pay $15 for a center for this spacer on this tab. So this will be interesting to see if I do like this tab or this spacer. Now, moving this spacer forward or back, that's just a comfort thing, right? Sizing, the difference between sizes is like literally a couple of millimeters. So just go, look, I use size medium for most of my tabs. I'm 177 centimeters tall, standard kind of size, standard kind of hand, standard kind of bloke, right? So medium or large for me. I generally shoot medium. This time I've gone large because I just felt it was a better fit, and if I put both tabs together and they're both, this is medium, this is large, medium M there, and this is large, they're exactly the same size. So sometimes medium is not medium. So in this tab, in the cheaper tab, I would go one size bigger than you think, because it just felt about right. But they are identical in width. So, alright, so I suppose the first thing we'll do, I'm at 18 meters, we're going to shoot an arrow with the Bicaster tab. This is the expensive one. I've got a camera on, so hopefully that will work. I haven't warmed up today, it's very windy, and I can make all my excuses before I start the video that I've got sciatic nerve problems because I was lifting weights the other day and it hurt, and they were only light weights, and a fair bit of pain. So let's see how it goes. That's my excuses before we start, and I haven't warmed up. And that was just horrible. I was thinking to myself, the clicker's not going. And that's okay. It's just probably the pressure of being on camera. I have been shooting really good lately. Like, I had a huge plateau for many months, and in the past few weeks I've started to pick back up, so we'll shoot one more. Right, hopefully they're in the middle. I don't know if they are or not. Now, with Cardovan versus Kangaroo, because I've been doing lots of testing on that, the arrows come off quicker with this tab, so the arrows go to the right on the target because the arrow's bending around the riser more. So if I shot the Fairweather tab, they would go left, softer leather. So, and this one they shoot higher, the Cardovan on the target, it shoots a high 8. And that's the same with the Fivix tab. So the leather was the major factor, I assume. So this to me looks very much like the Fairweather tab. And I'm not having a go at the Fairweather tab. It's a great tab, huge seller, people love it. But that's the Fairweather tab there. This is the Bicaster tab. So clearly a difference here in this ring spacer. Kangaroo, various layers. Cow, this is fairly thick, all right? And then you've got a backing on here. So, but very similar in the shape and the design. And I'm not saying one copied because it's clearly different. The shapes are different. Okay, I'm going to say the size, the Fairweather is a medium that I shoot, and the size of the Fairweather is smaller than the large Bicaster, and the Bicaster medium is the same as the large in this one. So Fairweather is a bit small. Right, but the gaps in the gap between the fingers is larger in the Bicaster than the Fairweather, and people say to me, you're meant to cut that out. I don't know. No one ever told me. Well, yes, people do tell me you're meant to cut them out, but alright. But this tab feels nice. Just like this, it feels really nice. The spacer feels nice. I haven't shot it before. This is a 50-pound bow. I don't know where that arrow went, but it feels like, shooting this, feels like the expensive Bicaster. I can't really tell the difference. The sensitivity on the string, 50 pounds, I can't feel the pressure on my fingers of 50 pounds. So this leather is quite thick in this tab. There's no marks after the first shot. Now I have shot all the cheaper ones. The Toe Point produced a nice tab, which is really popular for beginners, about $25. The colour indicates the size, where with Bicaster you can pick your colour. So, but this felt really, really nice to shoot. And I don't think I'm getting the same results, but it feels good. Like, it feels really good. I'm getting no finger pinch at all. My fingers are not sore, so I'm really happy with the center spacer. And the center spacer to me has been a huge issue shooting recurve on all my tabs. Getting a center spacer that I feel comfortable with is the biggest factor for me, and this feels fantastic. Now I'm gonna make some comments about the tab. I'm gonna say if you're shooting 20 pounds, you may not feel the string enough with this tab. So try it and see how you go. If you're not feeling the string enough, I would take the one of those, the backing leather off, and just shoot the one leather. I assume these just come straight apart with the one bolt, same as a fair weather tab. But just start off shooting and see how it goes. Now the leather, while it's cow leather is normally soft and thin. This feels like Cardovan. I can't pick it, which is really different to the Win and Win tab and the toe point tab and the other tabs. That leather is very, very soft. For me, they wore out really, really quickly. This feels just like the Cardovan. Feels really tough. And it's $15. Now, I can't really see where my arrows are going, but I can see there's a bit of scattering, which is really surprising to me because I really like this tab. Now, one of the Olympian archers and one of the best archers in Australia's history said you've got to break your tabs in. So I don't know if that's what it is, that this is just a brand new tab, or I'm just shooting crap, but it feels great. And I would have zero hesitation of recommending this tab to a beginner. Zero. I think it's the best. And I haven't seen my results down the end there, but that doesn't worry me because I'm getting no finger pinch. The finger spacer literally is the most comfortable finger spacer. And I could argue the point that Fairweather finger spacer is the best on the market, but this feels fantastic. It really does. I'm thinking about taking the spacer off this tab and putting it on to the $100 Bicaster one. Because with the $100 Bicaster one, I'll just grab it. So what happens with this, you can see it's like square down the front here. My finger goes on the end of it and it sort of cuts in. Where here, it's kind of rounded and it's rubber and it's no pain whatsoever. And I like no pain. Now what I am noticing is the arrows are coming out a bit different out of this tab to the other tab. They're flying different. Whether that's me as far as doing a grip different, but this is where the arrow tune is really hard. Now, there's base arrow tune and there's fine arrow tune, and what I mean by that is you can have people who are like 2 or 3 spines out with their arrows, okay? And that's just going to shoot shit. Doesn't matter what you do, it's going to shoot rubbish and it's going to be striking the bow. One of my friends had an image of her bow and there was all these marks along there. I'm like, that's going to be arrow spine for sure. I don't know what poundage she's shooting, I don't know what spine the arrows are, and I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have picked them because it's going to be out, like guaranteed. I'd put money on it that it's out by a couple. Now what I'm suggesting with this is this might be like half the spine different to the other tab, or maybe it just needs to be broken in, or maybe it's just me. But it feels great, like it is. And I'm not having to go. I feel when I do reviews like I'm doing a sales job. When I normally shoot tabs, I'm like, oh, this is great. It's $15. Right. Just to prove my point that I may be shooting crap, I'm going to put on the other tab, and it may just be a break-in thing. You can see this, I've been shooting this tab for a couple of weeks now, so there's no marks on that leather at all. It's a very good leather. Now this has had hundreds of shots through it. You can kind of see the leather's starting to break in, and it feels softer. The leather on this feels softer than that, but this, when I started, it felt quite hard. So, but I'll shoot a shot and hopefully this will go in the middle. Otherwise, I just need to train more. Like I said, these are my first arrows, so I don't get beaten up. This feels much more comfortable on the string straight away because the leather's broken in, but it didn't feel like this when I started, right? It felt more like the other Bicaster. So when you try new gear, you don't go, oh, I don't know, straight away. What I felt is no pain, it felt comfortable, feels fantastic. Then you've got to shoot it for hundreds and hundreds of arrows, several thousand arrows, and then see how it goes from there. Tune your bow, check how the tuning is on it. But this, I don't know where the arrows are, but I can see the arrows coming out a lot cleaner with this, and that could just be the leather being broken in. Right, let's go down and see where the arrows are, because I can't see them, but I do have a camera on it, so let's go and have a look. Well, I did have a camera on it, but the camera's turned off, so I don't know what happened. I don't know how much of it's been caught, but anyway. So there's the arrows. So the actual arrows are grouping quite well with the cheap tab, but they're higher on the target, which is very interesting. The line's pretty good. The first one was a crappy arrow because I did this, flipped it out to the side. The others are okay. So at 18 meters, the scores I've been shooting, when I say the scores I've been shooting, over a period of time, I dropped back in the 260s for several months. So that's our 300, 18 meters, 40 centimeter face. I'm now back close to the 280s. I shot 284 the other day. 278, 279s, 280s, 276. The scores I've been shooting the last week. So I feel like they've come up. The groups are much tighter. So I mean they don't look that great there, but it's actually not too bad. And like I said, I've got a bit of pain in a fair bit of pain in my back. So anyway, so this is the Bicaster tab, and even though I thought they were coming out rubbish, the group's fantastic. I'm very happy with that, and they're $15. And I really like this spacer. Now, just to buy a spacer by itself is about 15-20 bucks. So this spacer, and I've been trying other spacers. There's a whole bunch of spacers on the market that you can buy, but this, just the shape is just It's really, really good. So anyway, I'm Stephen Hand from Archery Supplies. This is the Bicaster. It's a cheap tab. It's plastic. Don't let the plastic put you off. Because I really think this is one of the best beginners tabs on the market. Like I said, if you've got to take this off to just so you can get more feel, take that off, but I just shoot it the way it is. Feels great. I'm Stephen Hand. Thanks for watching. Bye.